Yeah.
Welcome to the Movie Ruiners Halloween edition. Guest none other than Brent freaking Reed.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah,
we're doing it. Spooky season.
It's so spooky. I don't know. I think I've got the spookiest costume. I think
You look insane. You look very good. You look like you're only culturally appropriating a little bit. You look good. Are you? At first, I thought
there's zero cultural appropriation.
You're right. The wall with cornrows. I feel like, but you're a character, so it's probably fine. I thought you were
the robe.
Yeah, the robe. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
it's just a robe.
It's a kimono, isn't it?
I think so. Actually.
So we're gonna guess each other's costumes. Is that what we? Because I thought
I know both of their costumes,
at
but
first I
they
thought
don't know.
At first, I thought you were Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down.
Oh, man.
But I was like, he has goatee, not mustache. So.
And he has a mullet, right? Oh, wait.
He does have a mullet.
Are you Ron from Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I'm Ron from when him and Tammy go crazy and his mustache. She's like, what happened to your mustache? You decided to save it off? And he goes, no. It rubbed off from friction.
And you're Turd Ferguson.
That's
I knew
right.
yours instantly. Yours, I had to think about it for a second because at first I was thinking Eastbound. Did you know who I am?
Lucas from Stranger Things?
No. I left my.
I assume it's some comic book type thing, though.
Yeah, pretty close.
Boy, Aquaman. I don't.
You know it. You'll be upset that you don't know it, I guess. You
Oh,
like the
Scott
movie.
Pilgrim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is Scott Pilgrim.
My girlfriend is gonna be Ramona Flowers, so it'll make more sense. And I think I'm gonna shave for Halloween.
Yeah, the beard threw me off.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you don't have this natural.
Yeah, I need to do the clean shave for Halloween. I have shows in Atlanta this weekend, and I didn't want to. Have you guys seen Crashing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where the dude like shaves his beard right before his big show, and then he
beard material.
Yeah, and he goes for like his opening joke. I don't know. I don't want to do a big change because I'm nervous about the shows, so I didn't want to like change my entire aesthetic. I know that's insane.
No, I get it.
But also,
but you're not even doing like mustache material. But what if you just shaved it? You could go back to your mustache.
I could go back to stash. I probably shouldn't have so many jokes about my physical appearance. Maybe that's my issue.
It's never really going to change, though.
Yeah, but I will shave. I think I will shave for Halloween, even though it's taken me 30 years to cultivate this.
Well, the audience, you heard it here first.
Breaking news.
We can just wrap up this pod then. We got the clip. We got it.
All right, we're done.
good.
All right, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for the pizza
All right.
and the hand jobs.
Wait.
All right, sorry.
Okay, we don't have any gifts, so I don't know where to go from here. I don't know how to talk to people.
You don't know how to start without. I actually got you guys a get. No, I don't. It would be cool if I did. If I just had gifts.
It would be cool.
Yeah, that was nice. At least you came. Hey, you came in costume. So.
I did come in costume. I saw the movie 20 years ago. Let's do this thing. I'm just kidding. I've seen it before.
When was the last time you watched it?
Like last year.
When?
I didn't know I was supposed to rewatch it for this. I thought we were going to watch it along with the thing, and I'm very sorry. But
You've been on this podcast.
I did.
That excuse would have worked the first time, I think.
Well, we did do it with Doubtfire.
Yeah, that's true.
I know this movie pretty well.
It's fine though. I feel like horror movies, they leave a mark on you. You know?
They do. This one stuck with me. I was very scared of this movie when I was a kid.
Well, I think this movie influenced so many other movies.
For sure.
That you just, like, even if you hadn't seen it, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many references to this movie throughout most of horror cinema, I feel like.
One recently that comes to mind, semi-recently, is The Conjuring. Like, they do the whole floaty bed. Like, it's very Exorcist.
But this was just such a groundbreaking, scary movie. And honestly, when I rewatched it, I watched it as a kid, but I'd say it might be my favorite scary movie of all time.
Really?
It's so scary, but it's also, like, based in realism and, like, that I can wrap my head around where it's like, this could in a way, this could happen. I mean, if you believe in angels, you believe in demons.
So you do you guys both believe in, like, that someone could get possessed?
I
Yes.
believe it's possible. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I've never seen it, but yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
I've never seen it, but there's a ton of stuff I've never seen. I mean,
Yeah.
even like, I don't know. There's just it's so biblical and based in
Right.
biblical truths that
Right.
it's just like enough to where it's like this scares the crap out of me.
And the Catholic Church does to this day perform exorcisms,
Yeah,
right? I don't know if we want to get into this, but I don't really believe in any of that. I'm an atheist boy. So.
get out of
All
here.
right, I gotta go. But I don't. I don't personally, but I do. And if there was an exercise, you guys want to exercise me after this? You guys saw the movie.
You clearly
I feel
got
like you're-
some demons.
You're trained.
I want to exercise the Ned Flanders out of you.
Yeah, if you could maybe exercise my ADHD, that'd be helpful.
I haven't watched the movie, and you haven't not watched the movie. What's your like most vivid memory of it?
Oh, I mean the pea soup, of course, like the what is the? I remember him like beating the he has a boxing background, the main guy, and I remember him being incredibly impressed by his like athleticism.
It was like 10 seconds of him on the punching bag.
He also like
Oh yeah.
there's the stairs. Yeah, I feel like there's the him punching, but it was very funny. I liked the backstory for all the characters, but that definitely stuck with me. Obviously, the head spin, the diddling herself with the crucifix. Like, there's a lot of things in this movie that really like scar you. I mean, could you imagine being in the 70s and seeing this shit for the first time? And I don't think I read somewhere that they weren't even like there was some pushback on even calling it The Exorcist because people didn't know what that was at the time. And then you just go to the movies and you see like this little girl like just saying like terrible things.
Oh man.
And then diddling herself with a crucifix, and it's just and then the voice change. It's not my favorite horror movie, but it's definitely important.
Yeah, the voice change. The voice change is terrible.
Yeah, and there's not really like jump scares or anything. It's just pure like taking advantage of the satanic panic.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who were religious, they were passing out in the movie theater and all kinds of shit. I don't know.
No, yeah, I read
And
it.
it
There was
did-
people like legit like physically sick and like fainting and stuff.
And that's why it stuck with me. I guess to answer your question from forever ago, it did stick with me when I was a kid because I was raised religious, and then now it doesn't. Maybe I can just it doesn't
I was gonna
scare
ask
me
that.
as much. Yeah, I was raised.
That faith.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
at what point in time did your parents start becoming disappointed in you?
Well, as soon as I started stand-up comedy, as soon as they were pretty, I had them until then. Yeah, I don't know. My dad is still religious, but he's not really. I mean, he hates like the politics of church and stuff, but they're still, my dad doesn't like horror movies probably because of his faith. But I don't know, man. It's just it was scary. It is a scary thing, and to think like this might be real, that's a scary fucking thought. I'm less scared of everything now that I'm not religious. I'm less scared of the dark. Are you guys scared of the dark?
I don't know if you might want to get used to it, brother.
Go ahead.
It's a good thing you're not scared of it.
You're gonna live.
So you're afraid of the dark when you?
I was when I was a kid because I thought like demons and shit were in there.
Hmm.
And like if you woke up at 3:00 in the morning, I was like, oh, this is the witching hour. I'm fucked. Now, what is the demon's name in this one? It's like starts with a Z. Zaboomafoo?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's
something-
not like
it's
I know.
Zulu or
He's got quite the piece on him.
It's not from Tribe Called Quest. I know that.
it's something like that. It's like-
Zulu.
I think it's Pagazoo.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Pagas.
I remember
something.
I don't know. I don't want to say his name. I don't.
But that's
Dude, you guys are scared. This is awesome. So, did it trouble you to rewatch it? Were you like,
This is my first time to watch it. I probably put off
shit.
watching it just for
Because
those
of that,
reasons.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh damn.
Like, yeah, I don't particularly go.
No.
And it's always been built up. The Exorcist. It's always been told like that's one of the scariest movies of all time.
you guys probably weren't allowed to watch it growing up.
No, I actually was. It was weird. I couldn't watch like The Simpsons, but if it was something my dad was like, "Oh yeah, this is fine," it was just like it depended on what mood they were in. But yeah, I probably saw The Exorcist in like middle school,
Right.
maybe before then, right about then.
Yeah.
I saw it because it was like it would have been Halloween, and they
Our parents are they're into the culture too. Like Halloween is, my mom has so many decorations. I even asked her recently. I was like, you being a Christian, like it's kind of interesting that you're like festive, like you being so festive takes over your religiousness on the Halloween.
That is interesting. That my mom. Well, I guess my mom's not super. She always went to church too, but she loves horror, and I guess she's just able to separate it. What did I say?
I feel like I just keep looking down, and I'm like, this
Seeing
is
your
what it
tits.
like wearing a low cut. Like,
Yeah,
like,
I'm just.
Jeez, I'm hanging out over here.
Short from the sweatbands, I'm just dressed how I normally dress.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous actually. I feel like kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little hot soon, probably.
Start shedding layers. You look like I mean this in the sweetest way possible. You look like a dumbass, Reed. You look like.
Yeah, you look stupid.
You bet your ass. You bet your ass. Yeah, you look like you look all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Like a dumbass.
Honestly, I was like, get a costume, and it was like, oh, you got sweatbands, cool.
Yeah, t-shirt.
This looks like dodgeball, Brent.
I know. It does. I've never used. I don't think I've ever used sweatbands for their purpose.
I don't think you've ever sweated before.
That's fair.
Okay, so other recent scary movies I want to discuss. Me and Nick recently watched Black Phone.
Yeah.
You mentioned that last time we hung out.
Yes.
Do you like that? I can't even remember what you said.
I liked it a lot. You guys didn't?
I wasn't crazy
I'm glad
about
we
it.
have video
Wasn't
because
crazy
that
about it.
was Reed's. People will be able to like go back and like rewind. Reed immediately. You said
Judged
it.
me?
Oh,
At
dude.
18 minutes.
Yeah, Reed just goes.
Mm.
It's like this is a classic Reed where he just goes.
Listeners, you remember last pod. This is a timestamp. No.
I liked. Shit. Who is it's not Bacon, is it?
Ethan Hawke.
It's Ethan Hawke. I
Yeah.
don't know why I get those two gentlemen confused.
But I get it because they have similar like
yeah. Ethan Hawke,
vibes,
I thought.
hair and
Yeah.
They do both have hair.
I thought Hawke. I thought his performance was really good.
It was so short though. It was
yeah,
like 10
15 minutes he's on the screen.
But that's like the best horror movies. That's like how much screen time does Freddy Krueger have in Nightmare on Elm Street? It's like 15 minutes is probably.
He's not as good looking as Ethan Hawke.
yeah, and they were hiding his beautiful.
That's a
face.
face you want to put on
Well,
screen.
Did you notice that the mask like evolved throughout the movie?
No, I my attention was devolving.
Oh, that's fair.
No, I watched it and I actually liked it, but I was sitting there with a friend that just like hated it. And it was just kind of like, why are these kids? I didn't like that the kids were like supernatural, clairvoyant, and like the police were just like, sure, we'll follow your lead.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do whatever. It
Yeah.
It felt like an episode of Bob's Burgers.
Well, what year was it based? I guess. Okay, that's fair. I usually am pretty good about, because I'm a little boy, I guess, and I have a little boy's imagination. But I'm pretty good about suspending disbelief. So right off the bat, when they were like, "This chick's clairvoyant," I was like, "Okay, she's clairvoyant." But you were like, "What the
Why?
fuck?"
I was kind of into it, but I was more. It was like whatever. She's clairvoyant, but it was more the cops were just like, we'll follow every lead she
Yeah.
has.
I
I didn't struggle with that as much. It was more like the weird things that would happen that had like all the kids call this phone and they're like supernatural and have like words of wisdom for the kid in the base. It was just like, why? Why can he see some of them?
They were ghosts.
I get it. But it
Right.
was just like
and the phone is like haunted. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Well, you guys just don't like horror movies, I feel like.
no. So I watched it with
No, I like The Exorcist. It was-
Yeah, I
You
did too.
did like that?
No,
too?
yeah,
Yes,
it was intense.
to me
Yeah.
that like, and I understand the like. It's like, okay, yeah, she spins her head around backwards, but it's like demonic. I can wrap that's based in this world of like stuff I've
Yeah.
read about and makes sense. Like the other stuff, it's like, oh, you can just see these ghosts and they call this. I don't know.
There's no black phone in the Bible, dude.
Yeah.
I only believe what's in the Bible. All those points are valid. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun. I baseline liked it. I didn't love it.
I
It was.
forget-
My girlfriend thought it was so scary because she was just like, as a girl, being taken and kidnapped is one of your biggest fears.
Yeah.
And so this is just like very scary from that standpoint.
Yeah.
Imagine if Ethan Hawke came and kidnapped you.
My nightmare.
Oh no!
Oh no, he's hot.
She just keeps watching it over and over.
I thought his performance was really good. I think you mentioned he's only in the movie like 15 minutes. That's pretty common for horror movies.
No, you're right.
With like
I liked him. I just wish he was in there more.
Yeah.
Because he was my favorite part
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
fair. I thought I liked the lead. I like the whole, It or Stranger Things element of like the young kids being able to just free roam in this town. Do you know what year it was based in? That was kind of whatever time period it was. I was like, okay, cops are, there's going to
Like
be
the
whatever.
Late 70s
Yeah, they're
or something.
people were, religious and superstitious, and in this small town, I didn't think it was that unbelievable for the cops to be like, okay, well, and she had some credibility because she knew some shit, right? She was like, they were just like, okay, well, she dreams stuff, and it comes true.
See,
And I
don't you
just
realize how dumb that
automatically-
sounds? I feel
I mean,
like while
it
you're
is-
saying it, you're realizing
Yeah.
how dumb it is.
No, it is
It
silly.
on such
and
a
I
flat
feel dumb.
You like said it, you went, true.
Yeah,
Like you were
she
defeated, like you
dreams
out
it.
argued yourself.
But, well, I like shit. I can buy into, okay, they have superpowers. Like Dream Warriors
I was
is one
okay
of
with
my
her
favorite-
having superpowers, and I just felt like
It was
the cops
silly.
shouldn't have been like, okay, well,
bought
you're
it so
now the
easily.
detective on this case.
Okay.
That was my only issue, but I thought it was a fun movie. Didn't get
Yeah.
too scared of it.
All right,
I thought it was
bitch,
fun.
What's your next movie you're gonna ruin for me?
No, that I love Nope. Did you see Nope?
I haven't. No, I have not. I didn't
Nope.
see
Nope. All around.
Haven't
Okay.
seen it yet.
Next
either.
movie, Barbarian. Have you seen that yet?
No, Paige
I
did.
think you'll love it.
Okay,
It's crazy
I need to watch Barbarian.
and
did-
pretty funny.
I went and saw a horror movie last night. I went and saw Smile. Have y'all seen
Oh,
Smile?
no.
Oh no!
But I saw that like advertising where people are just like
yeah,
smiling
in
and
baseball games and shit.
Mhm.
That was really smart.
no one ever smiles at a baseball
No.
game.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
got
I
like
knew
front page
something was
news.
up.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part. But yeah, it's pretty creepy, and that's I guess I won't spoil it.
No, I haven't seen it,
But,
but it's good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I have some things. I like a sad ending for a movie, and I'll just leave it.
All right, yeah,
I
leave
like
it there.
Yeah,
So like your favorite movies of all
I like
time.
I like a horror movie that ends with like a melancholy. Like this one was in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
And it pretty much has a happy ending.
Is
Right?
it? I mean,
You-
yeah.
No,
big-
I mean not really.
like God triumphs over the devil.
Yeah, and then he throws himself.
We can all celebrate that, but
Yeah.
uh,
me and Reed can.
The young guy, that's very funny. The young preacher at
But-
the end he gets possessed and throws himself out of the window, right?
yeah.
But at the end, so the demon's just gone.
But he was even questioning his faith, so he's better off dead anyways, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
You don't want to live a life
why
like that.
live in that limbo?
He's
you
not even
know?
afraid of the darkness. That's what happened. He became unafraid of the darkness. Jumped out through
Started
the window.
boxing though. He did
Yeah.
come in great shape.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought while watching it, I was almost going, I think this movie might not be as good at, like the first time while watching, I was going, this movie, the ending is probably going to be cheesy. Like everyone's going to be fine. They're going to save the day. And I did not expect both of the priests to die.
Oh, right.
So I was like, whoa, okay. Like for
Yeah.
the 73, along with like her masturbating with the crucifix and
Yeah.
doing a lot of
Yeah,
other
you don't-
crazy stuff. Her being like,
yeah, that's fair. You
They're
don't
like,
walk.
you're a cunting daughter. I was
Yeah.
in stitches over
Lick
that.
Me,
Oh.
lick me.
And
All right.
and her bouncing on the sheets. I love special effects. I like some
Yeah.
good old
What'd
special
you- what'd you
effects.
think
So
about
that
the-
just made me laugh. I love that.
What'd you think about the pea soup?
The throw
The
up
throw- yeah, you know,
remind
it's
me of
it's
the
pea
pickle
soup.
juice that
Yeah.
the story that
It was oh yeah, it was pea soup, and they used They used Campbell's first, and they didn't like the consistency, so they switched to a different kind of pea soup
yes.
for the vomit. Did you guys know that?
Did Elliot tell you that?
No. Why did he say that?
No, he's just so cool.
Elliot
we
White,
figured-
soup
Oh, he
expert.
does
Oh,
that.
he is a soup
He is a
expert.
soup authority.
That's true.
Yeah, but they were gonna go Campbell's, and they didn't like how the consistency looked on camera, so they changed to like a different kind of pea soup.
Well, so did you know they only did one take when it?
Right, because
it
it was
was-
supposed to hit him in the chest, supposedly.
Yeah. and
Oh
it
yeah, 'cause that
hit him in
thing,
the face because it was they had it rigged
looked
to
like a
just like
loogie,
throw
too.
up
That
on
looked
him.
gross.
Oh, So his like reaction to it is real. Him being like, oh god.
It was gross, but I'll say this: I was watching the thing earlier,
God, I love that.
and I was like eating food, and I was like during the dog scene, the transformation. Like, it's so gross. That movie's so gross that you can't like eat food.
Yeah.
It made The Exorcist like, oh, this isn't as gross.
It's not as bad, but it was also I guess how many
They
years
both
are
have
those
some
apart?
body horror there.
How many years are those apart?
I don't
The thing
know.
is like late 70s, right?
Something like that.
No, the thing's in the 80s, right?
Maybe I can't tell you.
Maybe like late
Like
70s, early
79.
80s. Okay,
Or,
yeah, maybe
or
it
early
is.
80s.
So,
But yeah, those practical effects in the thing are like the best, and they are like truly disgusting.
It was like, ugh.
That's
I gotta watch something
the
else.
thing is one of my favorites.
yeah, that was one of the first ones we ever did. I really liked it too. It's really good.
It is good because it becomes. I mean, it's a good monster movie, but it's also just a movie of like it's so suspenseful and like like the deception going on and the
It's so 80s sci-fi too,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like even if it wasn't the 70s, there's just a lot of stuff in that movie that's so great. So I like to think that there's an alternate universe where they don't cure her and she just becomes a roast comic.
She did have some zingers.
Dude, she was just like destroying these
Dude,
guys.
and she yells "lick
Yeah.
me" at her mom. That's very funny.
I mean, all
Would
this
you
stuff.
lick me? Yeah.
She'll really give Amy Schumer a run for money with all that vagina material.
Oh yeah.
It would just be funny too if it was like a show where they had like the doll actually doing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, dude, I would watch that show. Yeah, she's she was so dude. That voice too. The voice actor. It's obviously not the little girl. It was like a different woman voicing the demon or
Yeah.
whatever. And originally they didn't credit her in the credits in the movie. I guess she was nominated for an Oscar, and then they were like, hey. Then she wanted credit. Obviously, she was like, well, that wasn't her voice.
Well, did you hear about all the stuff she went through?
You mean like to get ready,
Yeah.
like
I know you don't believe, but if you look in the behind the scenes stuff of The Exorcist, like some of the creepy shit that happened,
Yeah.
like the set burning down and people dying, it is messed
Oh
up.
yeah, what all happened? But I've heard about like here and there.
Well, I want Reed to go into what he was just saying.
I read about it a long time ago. Like I don't. Like, it freaked me out. Made me not even want to watch the movie.
You don't-
I can't tell you all the specific details, but like a lot of the actors had weird deaths that were like involved with this movie. And like
Is that? I would be interested to like. Is that like fact checked?
I think
like, did
that's-
people really die, or is that just marketing for the movie
Who?
Or just,
Why
like,
would you
rumors.
market your movie that way?
to make it genuine? I mean, why did they?
The Ring.
Okay, I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you exactly why.
Yeah.
It's the 70s. They really want to scare the fuck out of people. When Blair Witch Project
Mm-hmm.
came out in the 90s, they put up like fake articles on the internet. That was right when
No,
the
you
internet
are
was
you are
going.
right about that.
Like they put shit. Like, why would you not? That would sell my fucking. I would go see a movie if they're like, well, people are fucking really getting possessed. But let's go see this movie right now.
Well, to give you credit, I didn't like sit there and go, I need to fact check all this. I read it and was like, this is terrifying. Because it said like something like the whole set burned down except the bed. Or like some stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was a few years ago.
I'm sure I could believe that the set burned down.
See, I would imagine this movie was like what you were saying was such a big word of mouth movie where it was like, I mean, even there were so many groups like protesting it even like because
Yeah.
I know the girl had to have like bodyguards at some point in time like before they released it. So anytime that there's like people protesting something, there's also another group that's like, I kind of want to go see that.
Yeah, and
So
even if it
I just-
wasn't. Oh, sorry, I interrupted.
No, I just like you said, there's so many things in this movie where at the time I bet people were just like, oh my god, like you're not gonna believe this shit that I just saw.
I'm sure there probably is some truth to the weird shit happening behind the scenes, whether it was made up for marketing or if it was just like rumors that started and they just like embraced it.
I do
'Cause
like the
this
idea of
ain't
the
gonna hurt.
director like being like, this is going to be, I'm going to do this.
I mean, they did it with Blair Witch Project. They made it seem like these kids really went missing and like sold it as like a found footage
I think
film.
people are kind of dumb though. And they just
People
kind
are
of
very
thought that.
stupid. I mean, but they put the internet was new and they made articles and shit.
I heard something that like people put those twigs
Yeah.
or something. They put them on their windshields of
Yeah.
the people that went and saw it the first night. So people were like coming out and like freaking out.
Yeah, I just don't think it would be unheard of for them to like, I think that's more likely than the devil being real.
Look at
and
that.
burning
Look at
down
that. Nick and Reed believe something and Brent doesn't. Someone seeing a theme here. No, it's okay.
I'm gonna burn down your
we
house
all forgive you.
and blame it on the devil.
Oh, your mom sucking dick in hell?
Okay.
Like,
That's a
dude,
great line.
That's a great roast.
That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my God.
Dude, like,
Yeah, who says that
if
the little
somebody,
girl?
if like you
Yeah,
were at a
yeah,
show
yeah.
right now and someone was like, "You suck," and you was like, "Well, your mom's sucking dick in hell," and they're, "Oh shit!" Like,
That's the meanest thing.
woo!
That's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to
It's
a
such
person.
a roast. Like, so that goes back to my roast comic. Like,
Yeah.
she would crush.
She would crush.
No, that was a great line.
She'd get canceled.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's so many great lines.
She would have already said the N word at some point in time. They're like, all right.
I keep looking down because I spilled my high noon in your floor.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay,
This is a dirty floor.
I'll clean it when we're done.
Yeah.
I peed because of all the spooky talk.
This floor is like your soul.
So I'm,
It's
sorry,
so
I'm
dirty.
sorry for being a skeptical boy. What else happened behind the scenes?
I don't know. I don't like all that stuff. I just, like I
Okay.
said, I read an article about it 2 years ago. It was like, this nerd probably knows more about it than I do,
Oh.
but you don't. I almost rewatched Dream Warriors the other day because, you know, it's getting Halloween.
Yeah.
You want spooky season. You want something spooky, but all these scary movies are hard to rewatch,
It's good to have a little bit of sometimes like
especially by myself.
right.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put on the Exorcist by myself. It was a tough time, but I thought I would pause it every 15-20 minutes because I was expecting it to just keep getting worse, maybe a jump scare. Like when she was in the attic, I was expecting like something to pop out, a rat or something, but then it's just Carl. I'm not sure what he was even doing there.
There's not a lot of
Hey, Carl.
Yeah. Thanks for the rats, Carl.
there's not a lot of jump scares in The Exorcist.
It's pretty stupid
There's
too that she
none.
thinks that noise is rats.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Like 18 rats all at once? It's so loud.
Yeah, is it like a guttural?
What
noise?
is the scare? I mean, what is the noise? Do you know? Is it
It's the demon.
okay? That demon.
Yeah.
He's bringing down the house with his rope.
Pesky ass demon infestation in the attic. We all know that tale. It's old as time.
Yeah, she's bringing. So she tells the preacher is the one with the dead mom, right? And that's who she says your mom's sucking dick and.
Dimmy, why you do this, Dimmy?
That was weird though. His name being Damien.
I did.
I thought they
kept
were at
thinking
first.
that
I was
was
like, he must be the Omen kid.
Yeah, like
This must be the son of Satan or whatever.
yeah, they're gonna link up.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's actually a bad guy. I was waiting for that twist.
Yeah,
I did hear. So the voice actor, she was like down to. She wanted to like drink and smoke cigarettes to like get her voice like really sounding like.
the best part
guttural.
about this story is she was in recovery, and so she was like sober and was like,
Oh.
yeah, my voice. I need to drink whiskey and, smoke cigarettes. It'll help for the voice acting, which is hilarious.
Dude, that's gnarly.
Because
That's
it's such a
hilarious.
like. It'd be like, hey. You know, it'd be like a heroin addict being like, you know, it would be great for this role if I actually like did heroin.
or like your costume. If you're like, well, Ron was trashed.
Yeah, so
You do it good.
Mm-hmm.
all right, maybe you want to slow down.
By the way,
a couple more
we
of
hadn't
these.
addressed it, but I brought this pillow. This is my mom's pillow, but it just says "add a candy." I thought it made make y'all look especially creepy on the couch.
Dude, if you sat on your porch to give away
Just like
candy,
this.
nobody would.
just
No
just
candy,
naked.
just this pillow. I just sit there and wave at kids.
Just wear a diaper.
Add a candy.
Yeah, you look like you never.
Oh
had-
man, I just thought of a great costume. Like a big, like you're in the bucket of candy. Yeah, you get it. You get it, guys.
What a power move and attention grabber, by the way, when she walks down the stairs and just pisses and tells the guys he's gonna die.
Yeah, Reagan she's big dicking it the whole movie.
For sure.
Yeah, the pissing, the crucifix. She's like comes in the house just fucking.
Well, my first thought on that was if I'm at a party and there's a priest playing the piano and people are all gathered around singing, I'm already like, I gotta get the hell out of here. Like, this sucks. What a shitty ass party. And then she comes down the stairs and then just pees and you're kind of like, all right, perfect, diversion. Everyone's looking at this. I'm leaving, but also the party just kind of got interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm definitely not leaving immediately. I'm gonna be like,
Wait, I gotta stay and figure out why
wait,
that.
so who's gonna die?
Wait, did she say he was gonna die?
Did she? Is that piss?
No, it was definitely piss. It was a powerful stream.
Yeah.
My old ass was jealous.
Yeah. Did she crawl down the stairs weird? Is that this one that she?
No crawling.
No, that's something else.
No
that may be
crawling.
one of the other ones. They made 5 of these, right? There's like 4.
There's a lot. I know
4
2
more.
was like horrible and 3 was a little better.
Did you think it started off slow?
You know,
It's a
I
2-hour
thought
long
The first
movie.
10 to 15 minutes are pointless.
Yeah, were there? You know, they really were in Iraq. They filmed that on
Yeah, I
location.
did.
I didn't.
They filmed that on location. For whatever they could have done that anywhere.
Yeah, it also, it's like, it kind of reminds me of The Mummy a little bit. Like, why
It
aren't we
does.
excavating? Like,
Every time I see it come on that movie, like I'm like, am I watching? Is this the wrong movie? Is this? It seems
it
like
took
at the
a while.
beginning it's very Indiana Jones.
yeah.
I was just so scared of like knowing what's to come. I was just like, oh god. Like when she pulls out that Ouija board, or how do you even say that? Do you know?
That's how you say it. Wait,
Is
Yeah.
it like with a W? Because I know you spell it with a O.
Yeah.
Easy
I hate it's a
Ouija board.
tricky word. I hate it.
It is. It is.
I hate Satan. Tried to trick me with it.
It's
How to pronounce
Luigi
things.
board.
What was the name of the Mr. or something? What was
So you.
Captain Howdy. That sounds like
Captain
something your
Howdy,
girlfriend
yeah,
calls
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Dude, Dude, yeah, that's
So
what
she-
you call your dick.
Captain Howdy over here.
Come give Captain Howdy a kiss.
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah, that's very silly. So you guys probably don't fuck with. I want to get more into. So
Dive in there.
No Ouija board.
Dude, I was gonna ask you if you have any weird stories, because I heard one weird Ouija board story from my friends, and I was like, I don't ever want to deal with that stuff ever.
I don't have any fun. I'll ruin Ouija boards for you.
You don't
I
have
have
to-
It's
fun.
too late, dog.
No.
I'm already I'm a skeptical boy.
N-
Ouija boards are bullshit.
Well, I don't look.
Give me the spooky story though. I don't want to ruin it. I like scary stuff. I don't want to ruin everything.
I don't know if it's true, but I just want to believe it is.
Yeah, hit me with it. What's the story?
No, it was just like one of my friends. Like they told me in high school, and they were like, we messed with a Ouija board, and like everyone that left like got in a wreck, like a car wreck.
Oh Christ!
And just it was like more weird stuff happened.
that's
like
weird.
one person's dad died afterwards, and the
Oh,
next
shit.
person like came out gay. So I was just like, I don't want to deal with like, I don't want to deal with any of that stuff.
Exercise that boy.
The horrors.
So yeah, I just keep
I like how
that
you
that
said-
stuff away
I love
from
that
me.
the consequences are dead dad.
Yeah. I like how you said that third, like it was getting worse. Like they were car accidents, someone's dad died,
This
some
one
guy's
guy's gay
now. That devil got in him from that Ouija board.
We posted a ghost story today that Aaron Tuning told us that was so scary to be. So you don't have any ghost stories or anything like that?
No, I just did a podcast with Zach Hedrick that's coming out in like a few days. Well, I don't know when this is coming out, but yeah. Oh yeah, if you're listening, it comes out tomorrow. But if you're listening, it comes out October.
Came
18th.
out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so October 18th, it's out now. You can. It's comedians on shrooms getting haunted. Where we went to, it was called Myrtle's Plantation in, I think it's St. Francis, Louisiana.
I bet it's a really fun podcast. Hey, you hear that goes? Well, no, I actually don't believe in that.
Well, in the podcast, so it was literally.
You feel these shrooms? Well, actually, if you
Well, I did get scared. That's what I was gonna say. I got the shit scared out of it.
Oh yeah.
We were tripping mushrooms, and it was literally a dark and stormy night in one of the most haunted places. And we're 4 honkies. It's a haunted plantation house. And so I was like, I think I probably just had some guilt for.
Dude,
me
that
from
sounds like
being
a
in there.
great like screenplay right there. That pitch.
That's it.
4
yeah.
honkies.
Yeah,
and a
and
haunted plantation.
Haunted plantation, and there was the loudest rumble of thunder. Like I was in the mid sentence, and there was a huge rumble of thunder, and strike of lightning. I was tripped, like peeking on mushrooms, and like nearly shit my pants, and.
From
I
scared
don't know.
or
An
just the
argument
mushrooms?
could be made that somebody was pissed that we were
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah, dude.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
But that's the closest thing. My
that didn't
friend,
make you believe in God. I don't know what will.
I have a spiritual friend, Ashlyn Lutz, very funny comedian. She thinks that we didn't see any ghosts because we're not sensitive to that. She was like, you don't believe in it. You're not spiritual, so you're not going to see anything spooky. So, but if you do believe in those things, then those things will reveal themselves. If you are spiritual,
She could have a point there.
So the real question here is, if you start dating a girl one day and y'all hit it off and you like each other, and she's like, oh yeah, when I was 8 I was possessed by the devil and I murdered 2 priests. Not a huge deal because it was technically the devil that did all of that, but felt like I should tell you.
right?
What do you do?
Well, that would be a deal breaker for me because in my belief, she had a psychotic thing. You
Well,
know?
that would be a deal breaker for me too, buddy. Let me tell you.
Well, I'm saying, do you think because I'm not religious that I'd be like,
I wouldn't be
okay.
going.
Whoa,
You would be
whoa,
going.
whoa.
Oh, cool.
Whoa,
It was
whoa,
just
whoa.
Satan. What was he like?
Whoa,
Yeah.
but she's hot.
Oh.
How hot are we talking?
And how brutally
How
did she
scarred
murder-
up
Also,
is she?
think about the crazy questions. They're like, so are you a virgin? She's like, well, there was this crucifix.
Yeah.
So technically, I guess, but
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. That would be, sorry. That'd be a deal breaker. Even though,
yeah, man, her dating.
in my belief, I was like, oh, you just killed 2 people.
So you were like, is this, it's like a happy ending? No, think about the rest of her life.
Yeah, I was imagining like even just like, so what'd y'all do over summer vacation? Everyone tell. They said she couldn't remember anything though,
Yeah.
so she won't. At least she'll be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. She
Have
doesn't-
you? She'll pass a lot of lie detectors.
That's pretty wild that she doesn't remember anything. Her head spun 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Or was it just 180.
She did 180 and a 360.
Yeah. Either way, like that's
I do wish she would have
yeah.
woke.
Okay.
Oh, 720.
She should have woke up. They're like, oh god,
Yeah.
my neck.
My back. And 2 other things.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were
Two
going with
other
that.
things.
One thing for sure would be like, what the hell?
Oh, man.
What happened?
It was ridiculous. They tied her up. They did everything, but no one thought to like put a sock in her mouth. To your point, they're just like, gosh, she's funny.
Talking shit, yeah.
You know, she's making the situation bearable.
Have you seen the SNL skit with Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
No, is there an Exorcist one?
So they're the Exorcists, but she keeps insulting them, and they just keep beating the shit out of her. Every time, like Richard Pryor just starts like punching her, and the guy like pulls her off, and then he's like, "Man, you can't be saying that." And then she starts talking shit to him, and he starts fighting. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, it cracked me up when he was like punching her. 'cause
He beat the shit out of her. He had a boxing background. I do like.
Yeah, the boxing. That's why it came
Dude,
back.
the backstory for the characters I thought is really good. Like he was a flawed character, struggling with his faith and stuff. Dead mom, boxing background.
A real Brent Reed.
Real Brent Reed. Super interesting.
Character you could really sink your teeth into.
I don't know if I'm struggling with my faith. I think I've got it. I think I've got it figured out.
Captain Howdy over here.
Sins was washed away. Even that Piggly Wiggly you knocked over in Yazoo. You guys know that movie?
It sounds like Margot Martindale.
It's Tim Blake Nelson from Oh Brother
No.
Where Art Thou?
Or Holes.
Oh yeah. Well, that quote specifically.
No, I like him a lot. Old Henry. If you saw that was really
no,
good.
I've not seen Old Henry.
Get on it.
I need to. I watched. I did watch one Western.
What are you doing? I know your Sundays are free.
I watched. Those are my D&D days.
No wonder you liked
Yeah,
Eddie
I do
so
play.
much.
Yeah, I play
dude.
Dungeons and Dragons.
You're
I do
so
the opposite
Eddie.
of-
Dude,
No wonder you liked Eddie and Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
I'm
so
gonna
much.
I'm gonna stop hanging out with you.
I'm a bad influence.
We only hang out on podcasts anyways, but here on out,
Yeah.
you're only welcome back now every other year.
Yeah, I'm a bad influence.
All your gifts are gonna be, well, we got you a Bible.
What else? Like
Here's some Gaither vocal saves.
yeah. Here's a
Here's a pentagram.
yeah. Here's a pamphlet for Pray to
some-
Gay Away camp.
Here's a bunch of Brian Regan comic CDs.
Yeah. Is he? Brian Regan isn't Christian, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
He's clean.
He
I
might
didn't
just be
know,
clean, but
but he might be Christian.
I would guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
why would you be a clean comedy if you're not a Christian or Bill Cosby?
He
you
does
know?
have that role in Loudermilk where he's like more edgy.
Yeah. And some of those guys, that's just how their brain works. Like I was going to say, Bargatze is religious, I think.
Yes, he is.
But he's not a Christian comic. He's just a clean comic. Like there's people like John Crist, who's like a Christian comedian. His jokes are about church and people like churches come to see him, and he does comedy in churches. And then there's like clean.
Is he not getting away from that a little bit?
Comics? I don't think so. I mean, I think he is like just getting huge again in general, but I think he still does the church crowds. I think. I don't know.
I know he had a bowl cut at one point in time and was doing like a
bowl cut.
Amish character or something.
Yeah. Now he's doing the high and tight thing. I saw him at New Material Mondays at Zany's, and I worked with him in Murfreesboro at Matt Taylor's show, Smokes and Jokes, at Liquid Smoke. But he rips. He's really.
Oh yeah, I went to Shane Quick from Coleman used to be like his like tour director or whatever, and so we went. He had Aaron Weber and Dustin Nickerson out on tour, and Aaron Tuning came out and did some dates, and yeah, it's a wild show. Like I said, I mean, musical cues. It's a show. Yeah. It's like a performance. I mean, but he packs that place out.
It's hilarious here. You said that in your costume. It's a performance.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're all like talking serious religious stuff, dressed like idiots. I mean, you guys are like, yeah. Nick's like, you just hurt my feelings. I feel really cool.
I feel great.
That mustache looks good. That looks like your mustache?
It is.
It's not, right? Because you didn't have.
No, the hair is.
Is it?
Yeah.
You didn't have that mustache
Touch
when
it.
I walked in. But what is it hair that you stuck?
No, I shaved. I had a mustache. I shaved the middle of it.
Did you really?
And then so the trick is you grow an actual mustache. I have a red facial hair, so if you burn a wine cork and rub it on your facial hair, it makes it black.
I do got like ash on my finger. Oh, that's
it's like
fucking
charcoal.
Cool. See, mine grows in pretty dark, I guess.
Yeah.
I wish I could spin my head and vomit right now.
Pea soup.
Yeah, I hate this conversation.
Yeah, apparently that guy was pissed because he thought they were just gonna hit him.
He looks pissed. He's like,
what if he start punching her then?
He was great too. He seemed like a preacher that they just gave an acting job to. The older priest, is that who gets vomited on, or is that the younger?
No,
guy?
it's the younger guy that gets vomited on.
Okay.
The older Marion.
Marion, I thought seems like just an old preacher that they were like, hey, do you want to be in this movie?
So he's technically the title character.
Right.
He's the Exorcist.
He's the famous shot where he walks up.
That's which is honestly one of the coolest movie posters. Like that's such him standing with the briefcase on the corner, and it's like the light and the fog.
I did whenever that was happening. I was like, oh, here's the shot.
That's the
shot.
poster.
Do you feel like that's far and away? I mean, obviously it's the iconic shot, but is there another shot nearly as good in that movie? I feel like a lot of that shot fucking nails it, but rewatching that movie when I did, I didn't notice any other shots where I was like, that's fucking cool or that's amazing. Like that shot is iconic. Do you remember any other shot where you're like, this is film?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I don't think of this.
I really liked how they used the door frame.
Yeah.
Like of her room. Like every time they showed them about to go in the room, it would just show the door.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things that you're just like, every time you know it's gotten a little worse.
Yeah,
it's like,
God. Yeah, the sense of dread when you see that doorway.
And that's what this movie did. It was just a sense of dread. I felt similar to The Shining, where it wasn't like I wasn't sitting there like, oh man, I pissed my pants watching it, but I just felt like, kind of like disturbed.
Yeah.
Like the last 30 minutes of this movie is such it just ramps up to that moment. And the whole builds. Like power of Christ compels you. Like that's such a I've said that I've heard it referenced so many times. Like that's such a powerful scene. I just think it's such a. The ending of it is so intense. The last 30 minutes, you're just sitting there, it's like, oh my, you're like white knuckling the couch almost.
Yeah. And the exorcism barely fucking works. Like, just barely.
I mean, it doesn't really. It's like, I honestly, like, to me, one of the scarier parts too is when he takes the tape and he's talking to the guy, like trying to figure out what language it is, and they're trying to prove that she's possessed. All that, so like you're talking about like church politics, but it's crazy when he's like, no, it's English, and he's like, how's it English? And he's like, it's just backwards. And then he plays it, and they're like, and it's saying like Marin and like be fearful of the priest. And I feel like that part of it was not talking about Marin, but talking about the guy that ultimately sacrifices himself and kills the demon, because he broke kind of protocol to me. Like, he was punching her and then, like, take me. And so the demon was like, well, to me, it was like the demon being like, this is a healthier host. And he's willingly, like, take me. So they're like, I don't know.
That demon was just horny. Oh, I'll take you.
Yeah, I mean,
dude, that demon
horny
was
demon
so
cost you.
Horny.
He really was.
So horny the whole time.
The scene that I hated, that like I feel like I had the most trouble watching, was the surgery scene. The
spinal tap.
The needle, like when the blood
when
just
the blood
like
squirts out.
Yeah, you're just like, it's not a lesion. Like, stop.
Yeah, yeah, that scene's super fucking gnarly.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, that one gets me, and then the crucifix is pretty like.
Have y'all ever seen a spinal tap like that?
No,
before?
I was like, I cannot believe they're doing that in 1973. You know.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen.
I didn't even like.
What did you ask?
Had you ever seen a spinal tap or knew what it was? Like, I had to look up what it was.
Definitely hadn't when I first
seen
saw
the movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what a good movie. Have y'all done that one yet?
No,
we haven't.
That's a good movie.
I love it. I do like when the lady's trying to downplay when she's talking to the priest. She's like, "So what do I do? You know, with a little possession. You know, like, you know, when someone's in a little." You know, possession pickle. What do you do? You know?
Who says that? Megan's mom?
Pickle? Yeah. She's talking, and the priest is like, you know, this isn't. What do you mean?
She's like lightly stepping in.
Yeah, just a little possessy, little demmy deem.
The director said that this film truly disturbed him from a standpoint of like watching the limits that actors go through and like put themselves to try to like create a certain. Like, I'm going to be in character for this role. And it just said it messed with him.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes, I mean, yeah, that's gnarly. The dark places. I mean, the fact that she was willing to just destroy her vocal cords and to get, like, her voice really sounding demonic. It is gnarly what actors put themselves through. Not to, you know, like Heath Ledger, for example. He was living in an apartment by himself. And just like being crazy and writing in a journal as the Joker.
I'm doing that already though.
Yeah, dude, I live by myself. What are you talking about?
Me. Yeah, or like a hotel room or whatever. Yeah, that's fair. You're just up there writing your manifesto.
He's just getting room service and you know.
I think it was a shitty hotel. I think he was in like a shitty, like rundown hotel. I may be making that.
Yeah.
But I think he was.
Oh yeah. Why don't you question these things?
So. You don't have any ghost stories. We kind of went through that. You did your whole. We went haunted, and that wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I've been.
Well, have you had a moment in your life where you were truly like, I am terrified, and I have no explanation for the thing that just happened?
Mm-hmm.
I had night terrors and stuff when I was a kid. I remember like having when I first saw Nightmare on Elm Street. I think I just saw it on TV, like in passing, and it fucked me up. And then I remember like having a dream that a Freddy Krueger like thing was like, it was one of those night terrors where you're in your room, like you wake up and you think you're awake, like the double dream they always do in the movies. And I was in my room and this thing like chased me around my room, and I got in the corner of my room and like hid my face because I thought it was like right behind me. And then my mom like woke me up, and I actually got up and ran to the corner, and it seemed super real because this thing was getting me, and then I ran to the corner, and then that's where I actually woke up. That was pretty crazy. But like in hindsight, it was just a night terror.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard a bunch of secondhand stories, like that kid that I played baseball with, that said he like woke up and it was 3:00 in the morning and he felt something in his room, and then he felt something like pressing down on his chest and he couldn't move, and he started praying and it stopped.
People have that.
Yeah.
Feels like that demon comes and sits on you or
sits
whatever.
on your chest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard secondhand, and that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. When he told me that story, that was the reason. Like, he was super religious after that.
Well, I'll tell you a creepy story, and this came from my mom too, so it makes it very creepy. And I've had tons of people tell me their ghost stories or whatever, but my mom, some of her friends, their daughter, like their little kid kept complaining about voices keeping her up at night.
Yeah.
And one of our friends in our church too, that's a doctor, he's also into ghost hunting and stuff. And he heard about this and was like, do you mind if I put my equipment in the room and just see what happened? And they said that like they played, my mom said they like played the tape for her, and on the tape you hear voices where like you hear these little voices, and then like the girl starts like, mom, dad, and then there's a voice that just goes, shh, they'll hear us, like clear as day on there.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And like,
that's
I
super
get
scary.
that you can believe or not believe it, whatever in this world, but there are some things you just can't explain.
Yeah.
That it's
my girlfriend, her house in Illinois that she grew up in, there was a family that lived there, and the girl died. In Lyric, they had a fire, and everyone was asleep, and the carbon monoxide was like, they were like couldn't wake up, and Lyric woke up and woke her parents up, and Lyric, when she woke them up, it's like, there's a woman kissing me that wouldn't stop kissing me, and like literally like got her parents out of the house, and the house was on fire. And
she had a horny demon.
She
on
had
her?
like not like, but it was like protecting her, and this weird. She said it was like a mom like kissing her, but it like woke her up.
Oh, okay.
And then that she like got her parents out of the fire, and that they like their house was on fire and stuff, and they would have just all the like the house was filled with smoke. Like, it's crazy that she was the youngest one and woke up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a cool story. Not cool their house burned down, but that's crazy. I couldn't subscribe to the belief, like, I would not, I don't know, like, real bad shit, like, if real bad shit happened in here, like, and you walk down here and you feel weird, have you ever, like, I could get behind that, like, almost like if something real bad happens, it leaves behind, like, some kind of negative energy or something, and there's like a scar almost when something real bad happens. I can almost get behind that. Like if you go inside a house where terrible
Like where
shit,
Jeffrey Dahmer did shit.
Yeah. If you went inside one of those places and got like, I could see like physically feeling bad in those places because something so bad happened in there, right? But I don't really believe in like ghosts. And I don't know if I believe in that either, but I could be persuaded to believe that.
I guess I just believe anything's possible. So it's like, and I would never say I don't believe in ghosts, because I feel like if I was a ghost, I'd be like, I'm going to haunt the shit out of that dude.
Yeah.
So if there's any ghosts listening to this podcast, you got your target right now.
Yeah.
Bring it. Yeah, next time I come over,
Bring it.
Next time I come over, I'm just going to be like a scared puppy or somebody that got struck by lightning.
Yeah. Ever since Brent started hearing those voices, he's not been the same.
He's different now. Yeah. I don't know, man. That is interesting, though. We believe different things, but we're friends.
Yeah,
Well,
look
not
at that.
after
Look
today.
at that.
Me and Reed aren't friends anymore.
No, it's okay. We're friends. I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks.
This has been fun.
This has been fun.
We want to touch on anything else with the movie? Some final thoughts
I don't
there?
know. I mean, you mentioned you rewatch it though. Are you ever gonna rewatch it? Because
I mean, like I said, I think this is one of my favorite scary movies.
That's awesome because it genuinely scares you. Is that why?
It's scary, but it's also like, it's just so good. I mean, even the soundtrack's great. Like, I think it set the pace for, like, I mean, Halloween, when you think of the Halloween soundtrack, it's very kind of similar vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like-
especially when she's walking through the neighborhood.
When she's going home for the first time.
And just female protagonists. Like, it has the horror. Like, when I was watching, I was going, "Oh man, this has the DNA of so many horror movies."
Well, I think
Nightmare on Elm Street.
it set
Halloween.
the pace for so many. I mean, it was the first.
Yeah.
It was. I've heard it been described as it was Jaws for horror movies.
Yeah.
Where you just were like, "Oh shit." Like, they honestly, they were lucky they got this movie in theaters under the R rating, because at the time they were like, this movie should be rated X, and there was so many people that were like, there's rumors that they like bribed the people that do the ratings to get it rated R, so that they would get like an audience, because if it had been rated X, that they would have been like, we're not gonna go see this.
Yeah.
And it was like, even the fact that I think one of y'all said it, that it was called The Exorcist at that point in time was like a huge deal. Like, it just.
A lot of those people didn't know what an exorcist was until they showed up for the movie and were like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
They were
it
different.
just. So this was just it was just a huge movie in terms of like the fabric of movies.
It's so important. It's super important. If you're a horror fan, I think that everybody needs to, even if you're not a horror fan, I think everybody needs to see this movie at least once.
We haven't talking about her rising up out of the bed.
That was crazy for
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s. Yeah, the
That-
levitation.
That was one of the scarier scenes too. Just
Oh.
when both the priests, it's like, you got to keep say your
And
your
he's
part.
and
Dude.
he's balking.
He's like, oh my God.
How
Yeah.
about when Help Me appears on her body?
Oh yeah.
That reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street 3 a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Are you looking at my
I'm
paintings?
surprised.
That'd
Yeah,
been amazing.
I'm surprised you didn't have help me.
Where does it pop
the
up
inner
on?
little Christian boy
Was it
on
an
her
arm?
stomach.
Power of Christ compels you.
Was it on her tum tum?
It was on her
On her
tum tum.
tum-tum.
And it just pops. I remember that. Dude, that was really good for the 70s. I feel like that the pea soup is fine.
It was intense, man.
The levitation is crazy. What other special effect? Oh, the head spin. Her makeup was solid. She looks like.
Well, I love practical effects too, so I'm a big fan. And movies, to me, I like horror movies, but I'm not the biggest horror movie fan. But I don't get as scared because I can just kind of go, they're making a movie right now,
Right.
And on some elements, some directors going like, hell yeah, we got the shot. Like, her head looks so gross. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I can enjoy it, but it does still, like, this movie is just so unsettling.
It is unsettling, and the budgets for these horror movies that use practical effects aren't exponential. Like, the magic that they make with a lower budget comparatively is really cool to me. That's another reason I like horror movies. I don't think it's one of my favorite horror movies, but I do like it, and I think that everybody should see it at least once. But it's not like, oh, this will be fun, I'm gonna turn this on. I don't know. I think I may just like the sillier ones.
Well, no, I know that I could have texted y'all probably 2 nights ago and been like, hey, let's do Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
I love
because
Tucker and
that
Dale
just would have
vs.
been a way easier to watch. But
The
I've
Cabin.
never seen this movie.
And
Or
it's
Cabin in the
important.
Woods.
It is. You need to have. I'm glad that you.
I need to have it under my belt, under my bolo tie.
Now, do you
and
think you will watch it again, or no? You think you've seen
I
it
could
now?
see myself watching like, because when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is like The Shining. It's just a movie you need to see. It's not. I didn't think it was that scary.
No, it's not
but-
that bad. Not a lot of jump scares.
But it just sticks.
shocking.
It sticks with you.
Yeah.
And I laughed. I mean, I had a good time. I did not anticipate like having as much fun as
Yeah.
I did. I was like, this is gonna be like, I was waiting for it to like be awful, but it still was like, this is, I get it why this is a scary movie. It didn't disappoint.
I feel like there's several moments where you do have to kind of go, whew, all right, we were through that. Like, we're on to the next scene. Like, where it does just kind of hit you. Also, when she's like getting the shot for the first time, she's just like, you fucking bastards, and she like doesn't want to get the shot. I was like, dude, that was so many Alabamas with COVID shot.
yeah. Oh, for
It's
sure.
like, I don't want it.
That would be a funny meme. That has
I know.
to be a
I
thing.
literally thought like,
Me
if
when
you
I get
could
the
like
COVID
get a
shot.
picture of
Yeah.
her like fighting the
Yeah.
shot and
No,
yelling.
no.
You- But like, I would even say though, at the end of the movie, she's got the little beanie on, and her hair is like
Yeah.
coming through. She looks just like a little Dan Aykroyd. It's so like, you're like, ooh, like you get possessed by the devil, and then you look like
Now
Dan
you look Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd.
Okay, so if you could have one of the power that the demon has, What would you have? Like
The roasting.
Okay.
Possessed with the power of slams.
Yeah, that's very funny.
I'll take levitating.
Yeah, levitating would be cool.
Pretty sick.
Super strength.
Right.
I'll go super strength since you're going levitate.
The ability to lose my virginity to a crucifix.
Oh, yeah.
How crazy of a podcast would this be if Demon just appeared right now? It's like, I will grant you.
Oh my God, no!
No.
Are you getting this?
Oh, yeah, I did get you guys a gift. It's a Ouija board.
Dude, that's not funny. No, I do not mess with Ouija board. When she whipped that Ouija board out, I was like, oh, here it goes. She's asking for it.
The most annoyed I get in the whole movie is when she's sleeping in bed and the mom gets right in her ear and just goes, "Are you sleeping?" That's every girlfriend ever.
Yeah, not anymore.
I'm in bed, the lights are off. What else am I doing? My eyes are closed. Why? Like that happens all the time. Are you sleeping?
Is that what the little girl says?
No, it's what the mom says.
Okay.
The little girl's in bed. She just, "Are you sleeping?" Of course.
That's what disturbed the demon. Just like,
I wonder if that was like, I wasn't gonna do this. But
now, all right.
This bitch has got to learn.
I really need my 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just grumpy and sleepy. She's not possessed the whole. Like,
You're not you when you need a Snickers.
I was about to say, what if they made it into a Snickers commercial?
Have they? That has to have been
No,
a
they
Super Bowl
should.
commercial. That's
I don't
very
know.
funny.
I don't think so.
Ah! And the head goes all over.
That seems like an expensive
May the
commercial.
power of Christ- yeah, they're like, God won't fix you. Here's a Snickers.
No,
May the power of Christ compel you. It won't work.
they give her a Reese's and she throws
But
up.
caramel,
first.
nuts, and chocolate.
Yeah, she just throws up peanut butter. We should make this a sketch of the Exorcist
You're not
Snickers
the
commercial.
Exorcist.
Yeah. You're a total demon when you're hungry. You give her like a
You're such a horny demon when you're hungry.
you're like, here, try Three Musketeers. She starts fucking herself. Fuck me! Lick me! Starts fucking herself with the Three Musketeers.
Gold. That's gold.
Lick me!
Man. That's worth sitting at the end of the podcast for. That's worth listening.
Yeah.
I think that's the ending. I feel like that's great. I think we got to go work on that skit now. We got work to do.
So this has been great, Brent. Thanks for.
Is that all
joining
right?
us.
Did I bomb?
Watching movies till we die.